Not it! Sorry.
Hey guys, Dalek44 here. Welcome to Christmas 2020. Yeah, we all know the pandemic's still going on out there. But just because there's a pandemic going on, that doesn't mean we can't stop having Christmas fun, right? Yes, while the pandemic is going on, that doesn't stop us in trying to enjoy Christmas. That wonderful time of the year when people exchange gifts and peace on earth, goodwill to all men. And there's so many things to look forward around Christmas time. Presents, the snow, the decorations, the trees, the Christmas specials that come on TV, and of course waiting for Father Christmas, that jolly old fat man who brings presents to good boys and girls all around the world. And one of the most popular incarnations of the jolly old man himself is the vinyl Briggs version known as Father Christmas. Father Christmas is a British animated short starring the late Mel Smith as the titular character. Created for Channel 4 and first broadcast on Christmas Eve 1991 in Britain, the story is an adaptation of two books written by Raymond Briggs, Father Christmas and Father Christmas Goes on Holiday, and is the second adaptation of Briggs's work made for the channel, following the 1982 animated short The Snowman. Does this version of Jolly Old Saint Nick still hold up today? Let's find out. The story focuses on a stereotypical version of Father Christmas with a down-to-earth twist, living in contemporary Britain with his pets and reindeer, coping with everyday domestic chores, who recounts to the viewers about a holiday he took before preparing for another Christmas. Following another annual Christmas Eve run, Father Christmas returns to his small house in contemporary Britain. While settling in, he comments to the viewers that, contrary to the popular belief, he is busy throughout the year caring for his reindeer and pets, tending to his gardens, shopping and doing housework, but decided on having a holiday a previous year to break from the constant cycle. He leaves his pet cat and dog in a kennel and takes a trip to France, but after having a French cuisine which causes him to become ill with food poisoning and diarrhea, he leaves France and goes off to Scotland. Father Christmas is initially happy to enjoy whiskey and wearing a kilt, but hates the weather he deals with on his arrival. He eventually goes on a luxurious holiday to a casino resort in Las Vegas, but is soon forced to return home when the kids begin questioning his identity, especially after noticing he is running low on funds and ranking up a huge hotel bill. Upon returning home, Father Christmas settles back into his house before heading to the kennels to pick up his pets. When he returns, he discovers letters addressed to him begin to arrive. He soon sets to work reading every letter that arrives and prepare for Christmas Eve. And then we follow him on his rounds of delivering presents all around the world before Christmas morning. So is this version of Father Christmas still worth watching every Christmas? Of course it is. This Father Christmas-centered story is very different from most Father Christmas stories that you've seen in the past. Usually Father Christmas comes across as a jolly old man who loves children and loves giving. But here he comes across as a bit of a moaner who's got lots of things to complain about.
Oh, I know what you're thinking. Don't know what he's blooming well moaning about. Life of Riley. Bed of blooming roses. Wonder what he does with the other 364 days.
This version of Father Christmas can be a grumpy and miserable old git from time to time, but when you see his side of the story throughout the special, you can understand why he is grumpy from time to time. And despite his grumpy attitude during the special, he's still the jolly old Saint Nick that we know and love. And I think that's very identifiable for people who moan about pretty much everything that goes on in their lives. That's the late Mel Smith voicing the character, and you can tell that he's having a ton of fun voicing this version of jolly old Saint Nick. Just the dialogue that he comes out with is just so believable and so enjoyable.
That'll be another blooming awful tie from Auntie Edie. And here we have the usual ghastly blooming socks from Cousin Violet. But this will be more like it. Good old Uncle Bob. Bob?
And because we tend to go through some of the stuff that he goes through, especially when he goes on holiday, you can understand what he has to moan about. especially if you're a hard worker in whatever job you do.
Pony? How did you think I'll get out on the sledge? Oh, think of something.
And it's really fun to see all the antics Father Christmas gets up to while he's on his different holidays. Seeing him in France, Scotland and Las Vegas. It's really fun to see him just relax and enjoy himself for a change. Because we're usually used to him working in his workshop all year round preparing toys for Christmas Eve with his elves. But in this one he doesn't have any elves, he does all the work himself as he lives in a house in England. And that again is very different for jolly old St. Nick, since we usually associate him as living in the North Pole. But in my opinion that just adds to the Britishness of this story. The one thing I really love about this special is that it connects it to the Snowman that came out a few years before this, written by the same bloke. You remember that scene in The Snowman where the snowman and the boy go to a snowman party? Well, in this special Father Christmas actually attends it, like he did in the original story.
Glad you could make it again. The party, I mean, not your snowman.
Having Santa be a part of the snowman party in the special is a great way to connect it to the snowman. Another great special that came before this story. That's hand-drawn animation in this, and you can really tell from every second and every frame. Like a lot of book adaptations at the time, it really seems like the characters from the pages just leapt out of the pages onto our TV screens. Book adaptations often had this tendency to create an art style that made it look like they came from the pages of the books, and that works really well in my opinion. Pretty much like with the original Mr. Men cartoons, it feels like the drawings from the books actually came to life. And that's usually the best kinds of things you could do in an adaptation from a book. And this shows that there must have been some supervision from the writers of the books, and it manages to stay faithful to the original stories. Father Christmas is a fun festive special that you can enjoy every Christmas. It's got great animation, great voice acting by the late Mel Smith, a great sense of humour, and it's just a nice little change from the usual Father Christmas versions we get every time of year, whether it be the holly jolly old St. Nick that we all know and love, or whether it be a psychotic robot version of the character. It's just great to see a different take on Father Christmas, as we're used to seeing him be the holly jolly old St. Nick that he's known for. So having him be the type of character he is in this special is a nice change of pace, and it's a great watch around Christmas time. So in my mind, Raymond Briggs' Father Christmas is a great Christmas story, and it's one that I'd highly recommend checking out every December, especially when you want to get into the Christmas feeling. And if you haven't seen this animated short yet, I would highly recommend checking it out around this time of year. You'll get a lot of entertainment out of it, you'll enjoy the art style, and you'll really get a laugh out of Mel Smith's Father Christmas. What else can I say other than it's a great way to help you get into the Christmas spirit, especially in these times.
Happy blooming Christmas to you and all.
I'm Dalek44, and Christmas 2020 has just begun.